Alright, welcome back to another fun little flight video. I'm actually going to revisit a place I've been to before, and that is Paris. Sadly though, it's been a long time. Last time I was there was in 2009 when I was studying abroad in London. And I'm going to save my London stories for a different video. Go away. So, the reason I'm going to fly over Paris is this time of day. It's about 8 o'clock Paris time right now when I'm recording this. So I can kind of see the lighting and stuff, but I think it'll still be a little daylight. So it won't be like completely dark, so it'd be kind of like a nice, it'd be really like the sunset era time of day. Furthermore, they have a lot of markings here, so I'm very optimistic this is going to be really well done. Even including the Pass of Versailles. One thing though, I'm going to start out before I load this up. So this airport, I'm actually not going to use this airport. I'm going to get rid of it here in a second. This is, and I apologize to pronounce this, this is like Beauvais-Tilley. This is the Ryanair airport, and the reason I want to bring that up, one thing I like to do with these videos is make it a little more knowledgeable and interesting, from a travel perspective, not just from the sites, but also from travel from the airports and the airlines and so forth. So, Ryanair, their business model to keep prices low is they fly to a lot of these secondary airports, and let's say not like Southwest, let's say to Midway, Chicago Midway Airport. It's accessible by train. It's in the city. It's smaller operation than O'Hare, but it's close. Their model is like finding these regional airports that are like within like 90 minutes of the city. Excuse me. I had to clear my throat there. And this is where I try to talk to people that don't look at the base fare. Don't look at the base fare. Or sorry, only look at the base fare. You gotta start factoring other stuff here. So a good example, and this airport gets like pretty mediocre reviews, probably because of its location. So yeah, so you fly Ryanair to this airport, but you're like, roughly a 90-minute journey away from central Paris. So then you gotta add in, additional transportation costs. How do you get there? From this airport, not sure, but I can tell you, like in London, Ryanair flew like out of Luton up north. Not impossible to get to. It is accessible, but it's like, so you go out, you take like a suburban train, almost like an hour out, which is was still like 10-12 pounds, so that's like $20 right there. And then you have to grab a bus to the airport from that train station, carrying luggage. Imagine carrying luggage as well. I mean, you literally just wait. First of all, you wasted about 90 minutes or 2 hours of your time just to get there. You already would probably waste anywhere from $30-50 just to get to the center city where you're going to the airport. Unlike Heathrow or Gatwick. And that's the same for Paris, because Paris, Charles De Gaulle Airport, they're flying up. It's the main international airport. It's Air France's headquarters. The train system runs there. Easy access one. I think Orly is a smaller airport, but same ordeal. At least it's accessible by public transportation. Easy public transportation, not like jumping train lines and transferring, on the sticks. But there's one example. So okay, so like, my flew from London to Paris is about $120-130 roughly, converted at the time in 2009. Ryanair's base fare is probably around $50-60, so about half. Then you start adding, okay, another $15-20 to get to Luton over Gatwick or Heathrow Airport, which is accessible by the two for like $5. So okay, so all of a sudden now I've cut, all of a sudden it's only about $30-40 cheaper. Then let's say I land in Paris at night, and this was at night too. I landed, so who knows what the system was out there. All of a sudden it's like, okay, there's one train, won't leave an hour, lost more time. Train's another $20 It's like, oh wow. Now next thing you know, I'm only like $20-30 saving from Ryanair, and then it'd be like, okay, I gotta check a bag in. Well, that's $40, so now you're over. Now I'm doing very broad terms here, and I ain't, it isn't like I have a bunch of spreadsheets and comparing really everything here. But like on Air France, your baggage is included in the airfare. You can at least you get like a snack on the plane, and you get, at least with Air France, they had free liquor. So I got, obviously, like let's say Welsh liquor or beer, nothing. You aren't gonna get like $100 whiskey for free. But it's like, okay, you can have a couple of gin and tonic or something. So, and that's the one thing I try to tell people, especially when you go over there with Ryanair, it's just like, be mindful that if you're truly just backpacking, just have a backpack. You don't care, don't care about your time. You don't have anything going on. Like, cause I was there for school, so, I did a weekend trip. It was like, literally one night over. So it's just kind of like, I didn't want to waste time commuting, hour, 2 hours from different airports. I just want to get there, get to the city center as quickly as possible, and be on my way. Enjoy the time and enjoy Paris again when I went back, because I went in high school as well. This is '09, but anyway. So I try to keep mindful. Now EasyJet's a lot better. They will fly in the major airports. They fly in the Charles De Gaulle. They fly in the Munich airport. They don't fly to Heathrow, but they fly to Gatwick, which at least is accessible by an express train. You gotta be mindful of that cost there, but at least it's very manageable. And Gatwick is a big airport as well. It's a British Airways hub as well, along with Heathrow. So be mindful. I actually preferred when I was over there flying the legacy airlines more. I didn't mind EasyJet. I actually did like EasyJet, but I had to check a bag a couple times, and it was like, it was another $30-40 when it was included on the legacies over there at the time. I don't know what it is today. Obviously, everything going on, everything's just changing so rapidly in the airline industry with the COVID pandemic. So just be mindful. But anyway, so it's just interesting to think about your travel, especially at least with Europe, because I am quite familiar with the EasyJet and the Ryanair. Like the two, let's say, major low-cost carriers in the region. So I think there's some others, or they're like subsidiaries, like Eurowings, a subsidiary of Lufthansa, but I'm not sure how that really fits into their structure. And then, of course, things have changed. I was over there, 2 airlines I flew are gone now. One's Olympic Air, which I guess in theory still exists as a subsidiary of Aegean Air in Athens, but it's not like, they're not a legacy carrier. It was just like a little regional thing they've made into. And I used to fly BMI, which is now gone. It's part of British Airways. Alright, I likely edited a part of this video out. It was painfully slow loading. I didn't know what was going on. I mean, I don't have a supercomputer, so I've had frame rate drops, but that was painful. Like, I've never seen it that bad. Even when I've flown in, loaded at other handcrafted airports. For some reason, it's really struggling here at Paris. But it looks like it's fine now. So we'll take off here soon. This one. Yeah, so it's a lot more stable now. Not great by any means, but. And it's Charles De Gaulle Airport. Been there before. Pretty nice airport. They've remodeled it quite a bit over the years, obviously. Very well done. I can't remember which one's the old terminal. I'm gonna say it's this part here. Yeah, I'm gonna say I've been through here because this looks like the Air France area.
Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf. Continue for west departure.
Good news, I am actually taking off west as well. Yeah, massive airport. There's hotels there and stuff. So definitely one of the busiest, not just in Europe but in the world as well. Yeah, see, it's like sunset, so the sun's in the west. It's really quite beautiful. Things seem stable now. Apologize for the issues earlier. It's a private airport, but yeah, so this. I can do this. This is central Paris right here. I can just tell from the river. Oh, anyway, so. Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, look at that, more gates over here. Oh, that's so cool. See, it's on 47 Park. Yeah. Looking forward to this one. This one looks like it's going to be really well done. I'm fine to an airport down here, a small one. But we're going to go right over central Paris. So, get that map up. Turn this off. Now, it's pretty fast. So Charles de Gaulle is not far from Paris, but it's kind of more, let's say like an outer burb here. You see there's quite a bit of development. You see kind of like old farmland and fields. It's like this over here and stuff. Like that's one thing that's so interesting about I miss about Europe. It's kind of fascinating. You know, in these cities are like 10, 12 million people. I mean, Paris is a big city, major city, but it's not sprawled out like a U.S. You know, you go to Los Angeles, Southern California, which I think has more people overall. But you know, let's say comparison, it takes a lot more space, a lot more sprawled out. You know, and these cities are much more tighter, much more condensed. So. Even with like their highways and stuff, but obviously when you go in the central area, you won't see it. It's probably going to be a little more limited. Alright, slow this down a bit. Really don't want to keep climbing. Alright. So, but anyway, you know, saying yeah. So it's like even when these airports are quote, you know, a little ways out of the city, minus the Ryanair one, that is really out there. Like, it is a good 90 plus minutes. But it's like, you know, it's still, you know, it won't be like, you know, a 2-hour journey. It's only like a 45-minute journey from the center, for example. So that's what it took, you know, from the city. It's part of the main rail network, but it's not the metro, like it's not the subway, but I think it's part of the same system as like the, you know, over like a suburban rail. Because, you know, you have people that live out here and then will commute into the city for work and stuff. But yeah, so yeah, I've been to Paris twice. I was there for a high school trip in 2007, which we did a whole trip around France, and then again I went over in 2009, just to, you know, revisit the city and stuff. Like, there you go, I can tell we kind of up the main river, the main part of Paris, where a lot of the famous sites would be. So it is one of my favorite cities to visit. It isn't the language barrier is not horrible. Like, you know, you go into the major sites, there's going to be English signage and all that, for example, and even other languages like Japanese and Chinese for foreign visitors. But it's like, you know, when you go around the city, like to a cafe or something, then you need to at least know a little French, at least in terms of basic conversation order. You don't have to be fluent or anything, but you at least get those basics down. It will make your life a lot easier. Because, you know, I did get lost one time, and thankfully, the people that helped me, even though they didn't really know English, it was just enough to communicate and get by. So, I mean, look at this. I mean, we went from, like, fields to already, like, almost, like, central Paris already. And that's, I tell you, it doesn't take long. Not sure what this is. I don't think it's Roland Garros by any means. Actually, Paris does have a skyscraper area, the business district. It is not central. I think this could be it over here. I think that's where Paris Saint-Germain plays. Now that wasn't marked, so I know whatever they created was going to be the 3D, you know, the AI representation. But it looks like they really, yeah, like look at the roofs and stuff. You can definitely tell this is definitely Parisian architecture. Pretty good job. I wonder if I can find this skyscraper. Yeah, so it's still. Yeah, here we go. We're going to come across our first site up here. This is like a famous basilica. I did not go there the second time I went. I only went there the first time. It's a little... I should say it's not far. It's just most of my time. Which is, you know, I only had like a day when I went back, so I decided to focus on going to the Louvre again. I think I went back to the Orsay. Those were my favorite museums. Two of my favorite museums in the world. There's a little bit of difference, too. This is perfect. I was hoping to catch like really good lighting here. Get a little lower. But yeah, so you just take a look here. You know, this isn't like a modern city. You know, definitely all very, not congested. I don't want to use the word congested, but do a quick pause. There we go. Pause. There we go. Yeah, so they did recreate this. Yeah, and it is like a hill. It looks a little wonky here, obviously. But it's like sits on top of a hill, and you actually get some really nice little views straight, you know, towards like, you know, central Paris here where the Louvre is and everything. You know, there's the Eiffel Tower. There should be like another skyscraper somewhere around here. That kind of shows. It's like weird. I'll explain if I can find it. But there's like a skyscraper. I think it's Montpellier. I want to say that's not right. But anyway, they built a skyscraper in the 60s or 70s. And it's like 20, it's like 30 stories tall, I think, if that. It's not like the Sears Tower or anything like that. But after they built it, they put a law in there not to allow that anything else to be built again. So, and the reason is, it's like they didn't want to hurt the skyline. At least this part. There is like a business district, which I think this is it over here. That's a different story, because at least it's a little more out of the way and not like the central part that's like really famous for it. No, actually, I think that's it over there. I'm sorry, that looks more right. Anyway, but at least it's more out of the way and not like impacting like the views of the Eiffel Tower and the Grand Palais and so forth. But here's the Louvre, and it is massive. I love the Louvre. I mean, you can literally spend several days there and not see everything. I've done 2 visits, and what's so cool, it's even a little misleading. Obviously you got all the main halls, and it's about, let's say, 3 stories. But you also have a basement, a large basement area, and they got like tons of cool exhibits, even like showing kind of like the foundation and so forth. So it's like really going like back in time, seeing these old stones and stuff. And you got a beautiful park here in the middle, kind of a famous square here. But yeah, so I mentioned the Louvre and the Orsay. So what the difference is, the Louvre is like, I almost say just an overall massive museum. So it's kind of like, you got armor sets there. Obviously, Mona Lisa's there is probably the most famous painting. A lot of the famous paintings from various histories of art, like the Renaissance and so forth. But the Orsay, which I don't know if they actually created it. The Orsay is not far from here. It would be in this area roughly. But the Orsay, that's basically all Impressionist art pretty much. So it's like a lot of Monets, Van Gogh, Gauguin, and I really love. That's probably my favorite art style, I would say. I could probably make an art film by mood, but I always love Impressionist art. The Impression period of late 19th century France is one of my favorite art styles. I think it's one of the most beautiful art styles and so forth. Now, the Grand Palais, I don't remember if I went in that, or unless that's the Orsay. I'm looking this up because I don't remember this. Yeah, it's a museum. Actually, it is the. Because it kind of looks like the outside? No. Yeah, Museum Orsay. Let's pull this up. I got a map here, so I'm just gonna quick look. Oh, I know. Let's do this. Huh. So the Orsay is not marked, but it's somewhere. Yeah, so I'm looking at this park here. It's somewhere over here. Looks like. Yeah, it's not marked from the looks of it. All right, let's unpause this and get a little moving again. Oh, they did a great job. Just look at that; it's so beautiful. Even these other buildings are really well done. Like they kind of really look very close to the representation. And there's a Luxembourg Palace. There's several palaces in this area. So, but Paris is an amazing city, especially if you love great food. And they got a lot of these beautiful cafes and casual restaurants. You just go in there, and it's like, you get like mussels and crepes. Obviously French food. Fritas, which is fries, steak, and it all reasonably priced. You aren't spending like. I kind of generally call it like an Applebee's because some of these places have a lot of various dishes. They're all like really well done and made from scratch, or at least as pretty fresh as you would think over there. Like, really packaged food. That would never go well over there. But yeah, as you see here, I mean, look at this. I mean, look at this. Several markings. I know we're coming up on the Eiffel Tower. I'm trying to remember. I'm sorry, I got a little freeze there. I mean, this is all close. I mean, this is all like within a few miles of each other, if that. I would say walking that from there to the Eiffel Tower would be a bit of a walk. Possible. I would not recommend it, though. Oh, wow, that's beautiful. It looks like the lights are kind of... Nah, the lights aren't on, but that's just great timing. Look at that. Yeah, there's this little famous kind of plaza opening up here. So, I'm trying to see what Notre Dame is. It's on an island. Yeah. Can we go over it? We'll fly over it again. Maybe on this river. Yeah, look, you got like a beautiful big park here. I did not go through here. I think this is, I'm pretty sure this is like their financial district over here. It's not far from Central, but it's like, on a lot of the pictures, it's kind of out of the way, at least from like the view of the Eiffel Tower. And you just kind of look at this. See, it's like all these towers here, and then it just stops at this river. It doesn't continue. And that's on purpose. You know, they put a lot of these laws in over the years to really protect the look, the aesthetic look, and everything in Central Paris. You know, right through here. You know, they want to keep the Eiffel Tower being tall. They want the palaces to be built like this. Oh yeah, I don't know what that is. Is that the Arc de Triomphe? I think. Interesting. They didn't mark it, but they recreated it pretty well from the looks of it. It's just beautiful. They did a really good job here. I mean, this is pretty accurate how it looks. Got little lights coming on as well. Yeah, so I swear this is the island Notre Dame, but it looks like they didn't mark it. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see if I can find the Orsay, because it should be right around here. But they didn't recreate it. It's a really unique building. It's like an old building from the 19th century. Big, huge kind of like atrium, which is why it may not be visible in this, because it seems like anytime you see an atrium, they've been handcrafted, you know, purposely rebuilt from the imagery and not letting the AI fully do it. Yeah, because I'm going to say the Orsay around here. Ooh, that might be it right here, actually. It's close. I mean, it's like literally just across the river from the Louvre. Let's see. This might be the Orsay here. This kind of looks like in this little area. I remember it's just right over here from the, this should be Notre Dame over here, I believe, but I don't think it made it to the game. Yeah, it's like, this island looks right. I'm going to do a quick pause. This doesn't look right. Check my speed. Should be fine. It's Notre Dame. That's how the same name. Yeah. Use the Louvre again. Oh no. Wait a minute. No, yeah, so behind it. Yeah, this should be it. Yeah, so, oh, there it is, right there. So they didn't recreate it. I was right. And I just had to double check, because I swear this is the island. But I do remember buildings around it, actually. Now this is older, obviously, unfortunately, the terrible fire a couple years ago. Might have been updated the fire, but yeah, this is it right here. Shame they didn't really put it in yet. I think they should, even. Ooh. This might be the tower. Okay, I'm checking my speeds there. I'm just gonna put the name. I should have done this a little earlier, but I didn't really think about it until I was flying over. Not the Eiffel Tower. And I type in Paris Tower, and all I got is Eiffel Tower. Do Paris skyscraper. There we go. Ooh, it might be the Monte Park. That looks right. Yeah, I want to say this is it. It's really like in a neighborhood. No, that's not right. It is south of the Louvre. So it should be... Yeah, it should be over here. Actually, let's fly a little bit over here. So that's not it. I thought it was. But it's not right next to the river. Use the Louvre. I'll go over here and then we'll head over to the Palace of Versailles and then fly into the airport. Nice set. Oh, I see it now. Yeah. I actually thought it was closer to the river. No, it's a little more, I guess inland. Oh, that's the right word. Yeah, there it is. I see it. No, I take that back. That was a shadow. I thought I saw it, but I realized that's a street. There's several decent-sized buildings here. Nothing that's standing out, though. Yeah, sorry, I can't find it. I saw it and I was mistaken. Yeah, it's literally just south of the Louvre. Yeah, I may have been somewhere around here. Granted, they didn't mark it, so I don't remember these buildings being so tall down here. So I'm wondering how much this is AI or not. Alright. So I'll continue flying south, so we can find the Palace of Versailles, which is actually right near this airport we're going to go into. So yeah, that's central Paris. One of my favorite cities in the that is in the world. I mean, it's truly beautiful. You know, I mentioned the good food, the museums. I mean, there's so much you can see out here. And you know, the thing is, they didn't even mark it. They didn't mark Notre Dame. They didn't mark the Orsay. I mean, they could probably put like 30 dots there in reality of like unique stuff to check out. So, I'm going to ask for more perfect lighting. I mean, I did turn off light, but then put just scattered clouds. I think it was cloudy. You know, I might have been low enough. The clouds would not have been a factor, but I just felt like getting rid of it. So cool. But yeah, see, you can tell Paris is big, but at the same time, you got a lot of beautiful parks in the region, a lot of, you know, even smaller ones. I mean, it's very serene. Like, you know, you'd be like a nice big city block, and you have like a nice little park nearby or something, or a place where you can just hang out and, you know, get some fresh air, and the rivers are right through the middle of the city. It's beautiful. So I highly recommend it. And then, of course, there's some stuff like the Paris of Versailles, which is actually not in Paris. It's in the, you know, it is in Versailles. Like, it's like a little suburb, let's say. Yeah, see, like, now it's like more spread out again, you know, less congestion. I mean, it just shows you, like, even though the Paris itself is around 10 million people, you know, it's not like LA and stuff, or even New York. It's very unique laid out, but, you know, definitely an older. There's not like a grid system or anything like that. You know, it's curvy. You know, it's just kind of built, you know, various, you know, over the centuries. So, and you'll see that throughout, you know, Europe. You know, whether it's Munich, even London. And London's the biggest at 12 or 13 million. But same thing. You know, there's no, you know, true, you know, grid system or spread out like anywhere in the U.S. Cool, I can't wait to see the Palace of Versailles. I think there's enough light here, too. I think that's my airport over there. Let me guess, it's like 5 runways. No, just one. And I'll probably land on the wrong side of it. Yeah, I did remember when I went to Versailles, it did seem a little far out. And it's not far, like you say. Like, we're not, I mean, this, central Paris again, but it's a good 30, probably 30, 40 miles out. But, like, it's really like a different city entirely. I'm not sure because it was a tour group. It was in high school, so I don't know if I went out. We had a bus, so I don't know how it is with, like, trains and stuff, unfortunately. Beautiful houses there, soccer field. It's not the airport. I'm pretty sure it's the airport. Yeah, that's the airport I picked. Just trying to go around and land in. Look at so cool. It's almost like all roads lead to this Palace of Versailles. Look at that. It's almost like open the arms. Oh, that's cool. Looks like we even got some lighting coming in now. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, yeah, and the gardens and stuff there are beautiful as well. And there's tons of artwork. Perfect. Yeah, real quick. So yeah, this obviously used to be, where like, the Emperor of France and all that lived at one time, but. Yeah, beautiful. It's like they actually put like paintings into the walls. Like, a good example would be like, the Basilica and St. Peter's in Rome. The headquarters of the Catholic Church. They got paintings on the walls and the ceiling. It's very similar here as well, and it's like all from the, it looks like from I would say the 18th, 17th century France in terms of the architecture. I think so. I'm just doing this based on memory. So I apologize if that's a little off, but it's really hard to describe. It's just breathtaking. Just how much art there is and stuff. And then you have these beautiful gardens. They're pleasant to walk around. I mean, again, very serene. You got this here. It's just like very picture perfect. And at the same time, it's like you're close to Paris, but yet it feels like you're like in this countryside estate in a way, even though you're not. It just can tell. It's really well done. There we go. Let's finish this video.
Tows's Tower Beechcraft Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf is 4 miles north with Sierra to land. Beechcraft Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf, Tows's Tower. Make left base runway 25 right. Altimeter 29er, 2 wind 271 at 7.
Is that right? That's the airport I picked. This is another airport. Yeah, looks right.
Make left base runway 25 right Beechcraft Sierra X-Ray Golf.
Alright, so go around here. Slow this down a bit. I think it's not been a fast plane. It's been perfect for what I'm trying to do here. Nice little community here from the looks of it, man. It looks so peaceful. I finally found our golf course.
$500.
Whoa, that didn't seem right. Alright, let's try and do this from the cockpit. cancellation here, so makes sense. Oh, we're gonna hop it.
Beechcraft Sierra X-Ray Golf, you were not cleared to land. Clear the runway.
Yeah.
Towson Airport information, Sierra 1800. Towson Tower, Beechcraft Sierra X-Ray Golf, cancel landing intention. Beechcraft Sierra X-Ray Golf, your cancellation is received. Towson ground, Beechcraft Alpha
Alright, let's just
Sierra
park this
X-Ray
and call
Golf,
it a day.
request taxi to parking. Beechcraft Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf, taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Bravo Alpha.
Keep hitting the wrong button. I actually got the perfect taxi speed for once.
Beechcraft Sierra X-Ray Golf, did you copy?
Oh, yeah.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Bravo Alpha Beechcraft Sierra X-Ray Golf.
Tiny little airport here. It is just so cool when you get down. It's like the buildings are built like to size. I do feel like, so I did try something. I tried landing a field randomly, and this is, you know, and it's like, it seemed like out in the middle of nowhere. Then it's not truly up to size. But like when it comes to at least the airports and stuff, they did a really good job.
Beechcraft Sierra X-Ray Golf, hold position, caution, other traffic. Beechcraft Sierra X-Ray Golf, continue taxi.
Well, that didn't go well. That's in the parking lot.
Did you hear my last transmission?
Yeah.
Roger, Beechcraft Sierra X-Ray
Alright,
Golf.
well, I'll leave it there. I hope you guys enjoyed this fun little video.